So Zillow just dropped some killer numbers for its latest quarter. The kind of numbers that usually get Wall Street all excited. But the market's reaction? It was weird, to say the least. It's a real head scratcher, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. Okay, so let's start with the good stuff. We're talking about a huge 18% jump in Zillow's fourth quarter revenue. I mean, it hit $654 million. And this wasn't just a little bit good. It totally blew past what investors were expecting and hit the very top end of their own predictions. But then, this happens. The very next day, after this amazing announcement, Zillow's stock takes a nosedive. We're talking a drop of about $9 a share. So you've got a fantastic report immediately followed by a big sell-off. What gives? And that right there is the big question, isn't it? What is going on here? Why would a company that's clearly doing so well suddenly see its stock tank? It's this really fascinating story of amazing internal success running smack into some serious external worries. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. To really figure this puzzle out, you've got to see just how good Zillow's performance actually was. I mean, the argument for Zillow starts with some seriously impressive numbers. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Let's look at where all that growth came from. Yeah, their main residential business grew a solid 8%, which is great. But look at their newer projects. Rentals revenue just exploded by 45%, and their mortgage business up 39%. These are the areas Zillow is really betting on for its future, and ma'am, they are absolutely taking off. And this chart? This pretty much tells the biggest story of all. Just think about it. 1 year ago, Zillow lost $52 million. Fast forward to this quarter, they completely flipped the script and made a $3 million profit. I mean, turning that kind of loss into a gain, that's a massive, massive win for them operationally. And this strength wasn't just about the money. Get this. Even in a year where home sales across the country were pretty slow, more people than ever are flocking to Zillow. We're talking 221 million average for monthly users. That's up 8%. And their total revenue for the year shows that same consistent, powerful growth. The CEO really said it all. He pointed to their disciplined approach and the fact that they nailed every single financial goal they had for the entire year. So if you're just looking at Zillow's own report card, it's an A+ all around. A huge success. Okay, so if everything was so rosy, why in the world did the stock drop? Let's flip the coin and look at the other side of this story, because this is where Wall Street's jitters come in. See, the fear wasn't about what Zillow did. It was all about what might happen next. So when you talk to analysts, they basically point to three big things that spooked investors. First, even though they made a profit, they missed some specific targets because of some unexpected legal bills. Second, their forecast for the next quarter seemed a little cautious. And third, and this is a big one, there was this massive fear hanging over the entire real estate market. And that last point is absolutely key. It wasn't really just about Zillow. See, a surprisingly strong jobs report came out. Now, you'd think, strong jobs, that's great news, right? Well, for investors, it means the economy is hot, so the Federal Reserve probably isn't going to lower interest rates anytime soon. And that fear of high mortgage rates sticking around, it sent a shiver through the entire real estate industry, dragging Zillow down with pretty much everyone else. So here's the bottom line, the real heart of the issue. You've got this massive split. On one hand, Zillow itself is crushing it, great growth, they're profitable, tons of people are using the site. But on the other hand, you've got these outside forces, unexpected legal costs, a timid forecast, and this widespread panic about interest rates that just completely overshadowed all the good news, at least for now. So what's Zillow's move here? How are they planning to deal with all these worries? Let's take a look at their strategy, their long-term game plan, starting with those pesky legal issues that had investors so nervous. Right on the earnings call, the CEO didn't shy away from the lawsuits. He tackled them head on. He was super clear, basically saying that, yeah, this litigation is happening, but they do not see it as some major roadblock that's going to derail their long-term strategy or their financial health. And really, that long-term plan is everything. Zillow's grand vision, their big dream, is to create what they call an integrated end-to-end transaction. Basically, they want to be the one place you go for the entire home buying process. From the first search to the final signature, a true one-stop shop. And they're putting this vision together piece by piece in three really clear steps. Step 1, use their massive popular platform to bring in millions of home shoppers. Step 2, offer up their very own mortgage service, Zillow Home Loans, right there in the app. And step 3, give the real estate agents on their platform a whole arsenal of powerful tools to succeed. Okay, so with that big strategy in mind, let's look to the future. What's the forecast for 2026? And how is Zillow setting itself up to win, even with all this nervousness in the market? Okay, now this is fascinating. Zillow's own CFO basically said they're expecting the overall housing market in 2026 to be, well, not great. They're taking a bearish stance. But, and this is a big but, they're predicting their own revenue is going to keep growing. They're forecasting somewhere between 700 and 710 million for the first quarter. In other words, they fully expect to beat the market. And one of the biggest reasons they're so confident is a brand new product called Zillow Pro. Now, this isn't for you, the home buyer. This is for the real estate agents. It's a super smart AI-powered subscription service that helps agents manage their entire business, not just the leads they're getting from Zillow. And believe me, they are not messing around with this. The early tests went great, and now Zillow is gearing up for a full nationwide launch of this powerful new platform in the second half of 2026. This is a huge strategic move for them. And that brings us right back to where we started, to the ultimate question. You've got a company with a clear, ambitious, long-term plan for the future, but it's stuck in a market that's totally obsessed with short-term worries, like interest rates and legal fees. So the puzzle here isn't just about one earnings report. It's about whether a solid, forward-thinking strategy can ultimately win out over a very, very nervous market.